Good afternoon and welcome to the Developer Show, a program where we discuss upcoming developments, talk investments, and discuss how you can find yourself in this latest development, Dawn City. My name is Chad and I'll be your host. And today we are joined by Michael Page, who is the General Manager for Kiron. Michael, how are you doing today?
Very well, and you, Chad?
I can't complain whatsoever. Michael, I'm going to start off like I start off all of the podcasts, and I just want you to tell me a bit about yourself, tell me a bit about your team, and tell me what a prospective buyer can get into if they decide to go down this journey with Kiron.
Thank you for the opportunity. In a nutshell, my name is Michael Page. I'm the General Manager at Kiron. Kiron is a property developer company. It's been in existence for over 75 years and specifically focusing on the affordable housing market since the early 1990s. And we have a dynamic staff complement to assist every client in their need, and behind the scenes also driven with a proud management team that has over 90 years of experience. Part of your question is, what can a client expect when purchasing from us? Well, we very much focus on meeting the need of everyday South African family. We would like a home that is central and a location that is accessible to daily lifestyle activities, affordable, still yet modern and contemporary, and creating that perfect family home and environment.
I think a lot of that must speak as to why you've been in business for so long. 90 years is an exceptionally large amount of time. Firstly, being in management within the property game, and then 75 years for Kiron as a whole. Really does. I'm sure it gives you that feeling of guaranteed quality. If you're going to get into a transaction with a company that's been around for so long, there's really not much you can worry about.
That is correct. And
now, yeah, please carry on, Michael.
No, that's fine. And we carry our clients in each and every client individually through our processes from the initial inception when purchasing a property, when we do construction of the property, and also personal care for each and every individual afterwards when they move into their home and they contact us with any concerns afterwards, should they have any, obviously.
Now, Dawn City is the development of the hour today, and I wanted to ask you to just introduce us to Dawn City. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, the development is known as Dawn City. It is situated within the Kiron Metropolitan District and close to, well, it falls under the Boksburg city itself and forms part of the greater domain of Dawn Park, the suburb itself. This development, the reason why we call it a city, is not just a development that will provide 100 or 200 houses. It's a development that will end up in our first phases that we're busy with in excess of 1,300 homes, and additional to that, potentially another 1,500 to 1,700 units to follow.
So this is quite a large development you guys are undertaking here, am I correct?
That's correct, yes.
And what was the thought process that you went through when picking this area to start this development?
Well, we always strive to identify our properties that will fit with our target market, which is obviously close to shopping centers, schools. If that doesn't form part of our development itself, and easy access to public transport, close to places of work itself. Now, specifically to Dawn City, it is a development that is central. It has a quick access to major transport hubs and motorways, the likes of the N17, the N3 and the R21, and then also very close by or nearby major commercial hubs.
Now, if we look at Dawn City as a whole and we disregard just how easy it is, like you mentioned, to get to the commercial hubs, to get to the transport,
Yes.
what makes it different from other developments in the area? What would make somebody decide to move into Dawn City as opposed to any other development there in Boksburg?
Well, this development is made up of close-knit families, making it the perfect community to call home. It will be offering a comfortable and relaxed family lifestyle in a convenient location. All the houses around might be affordable, but here potential buyers will getting more house for less price. And the homes we are offering are bigger in size at a more competitive price, and they are the most affordable houses on the market.
More house for less price. I like how that sounds, which leads me to the next question, which is, what is the price point for the different units available and what units are available?
Okay. Well, in a nutshell, we are offering units from 58 square meters to up to 110 square meters. And the pricing starts off from 600,000, and it's 3 to 4 bedrooms up to just under R1 million.
Okay, and the R1 million properties, what can you expect there?
Well, R1 million property, it's a 110 square meter house, 4 bedrooms, ensuite bathroom, and with an additional fully equipped bathroom, and a huge living area. And also the 4th bedroom can also be designed in such a way for an individual where you can use it as a study or private space to work from.
How much flexibility is there with these units? If a buyer comes in and wants to customize the units, what customization options are there available, if any?
Well, our units are set in their design and layout. And what we mean with that is when we did the design of the units, we have taken into consideration to optimize the layout for ample space within your living areas, whether it's in your bedrooms and so forth. We offer a basic property, and then the client has got the option to fit a stove or floor tiles or building cabinets for their own individual needs.
So there is that comfort knowing that if you do want to make a couple of customizations to the unit that you're purchasing, you guys will fully cater to that, as long as they fit within those certain parameters that you've spoken about.
That is correct, yes.
And I think that is definitely something that a lot of people are looking for. The other thing I wanted to ask you now is if we could just move towards those lower cost options. What are the 55 square meter units equipped with?
Well, it's actually a 58 square meter unit. So the 58 square meter unit is a 3 bedroom. And I need to say that all our units comes with two bathrooms. So one is always an ensuite that is fitted with instead of a bath, with a shower, and then the common bathroom for the other bedrooms and people in the house that is fitted with a bath, obviously toilet, and then a basin.
Michael, Dawn City as a whole, could you tell me what other amenities it offers?
Oh, Dawn City itself will offer a school. There's also commercial space available where we envisage to erect a clinic for the residents. Then we've also got park areas available where we will erect mini basketball courts and also mini soccer fields for the people that is staying within that specific development.
So you're aiming for fully enclosed living. A family can move in, or somebody looking to start a family can move in. They're going to have schools close by. They're going to possibly even be able to work within the development should their company move in with your commercial space. Tell me, what else are you looking? Where is this development growing into? And also, can you just touch a little bit on the security of the development, that being such a big focal point within SA?
Well, currently with our predicament we find ourselves in, and all South Africans with COVID-19, that is still with us, and that's going to be here for, we believe, the next couple of months or 2 or 3 years to follow. A lot of employers has gone the route where they will, at the end of the day, provide the possibility for the employees to work from home. And I think that is a process that's going to be in place for months to follow. And with Dawn City, what we've done is we have enclosed this whole development with a boundary wall, and there will also be limited access to this development. And what I mean with that is, in this development, there will only be 2 access roads that will go in and out of this development. So it's not a development or a place to stay where you find every person that's driving around not staying within that development. So it should end up being a very quiet and secured place to stay for individuals.
I think what you've mentioned there is quite reassuring, because when developments do grow to the size yours is, I think a lot of concerns for people is just how busy is it going to be within that development. And knowing that you've taken such stringent measures to ensure that the development caters for all the needs, but also it still remains a quiet, peaceful suburb is very, very important nowadays.
That's correct, yes.
What percentage completed is the development?
Well, the development at this stage, we've started with the civil works, where we're now busy with the roads, the stormwater, and also the sewer and electrical infrastructure network to follow after that. So the development itself is divided in several phases. The first phase is units, it's 143 homes, which is then immediately followed now, and also busy selling within that next phase of 420, and then the remaining 1,300 plus units will then follow that. So our planning at this stage is to start early in 2021 with construction of the homes itself.
So if I decide to purchase a home within Dawn City today, when do you think roughly I could move in?
Well, according to our planning as it stands now, and hopefully there's any surprises moving further, first occupations is expected roughly, I say roughly, I can't put an exact date to it, but in the vicinity of around April next year.
April next year, that is definitely not a long wait period to be able to move in, specifically knowing that you guys are breaking ground today.
Yes.
Now, Michael, I did want to ask you another question. I wanted to put a question to you just before we cut to break and we take a look at Dawn City, and that is, what is your favorite feature of this development?
Well, each development is unique. The reason why I'm saying that is, with Dawn City itself, it's a development that will speak for itself. And what I'm saying with that is, and I've mentioned it before in our conversations, it's not 50 units or 100 units or homes that's being constructed. Dawn City will be a place for families, a place for people to build their dreams, a place for people to live there for years to come, for families to grow and play. It's important that people have the ability to enjoy their homes as well. You don't need to go to a place, and especially after work. Some people, they go to work and then they say, I'm going home and now I'm going to be in circumstances which is not enjoyable. So Dawn City will be a vibrant place, and it will be a sought after area for people to stay in.
Well, Dawn City most certainly does sound incredible, and I think we should all cut to break. Let's take a quick look at Dawn City, and let's see if you can all find your own favorite features there. Stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Thank you.
Welcome back from the break and welcome to the Developer Show. My name is Chad and I'll be your host. And today we are joined by Michael Page, who is a general manager at Kiron. Michael's taken us through their new development located in Boksburg called Dawn City. Michael, thank you very much once again for joining us on the show.
It's a pleasure. Thank you to
Michael,
you.
I did want to ask you something now that everybody's taken a good look at what Dawn City has to offer, and that is what makes Dawn City, other than a great place to live, what makes it a good financial investment?
Well, Chad, in a nutshell, well, due to the number of units that we have in this development, we have the ability to price our units at a better selling price than majority of our competitors. This also leads to our properties providing a quicker return. Adding to this, the development is also within a desirable location, which will always be in high demand.
How much does having the school within the development and having those other, very close by amenities and hubs affect the price over time? How often, as you've been in property yourself for so long, how often do people come to you and tell you that a school being nearby is absolutely essential before they purchase a house?
That's an important question. Unfortunately, the buyers and every person in the South African, well, in our developments, is not people that are only parents. There's individuals that are newly married, and fortunately for ourselves, all our developments, and as previously said in our interview in the first part, is we always seek developments if we cannot provide it, or according to the town planning schemes envisaged by the local authority, if there's no schools in our developments, it's always close by a school within at least a 1, 2, or 3 kilometer radius.
So you definitely take that into account before you purchase a development, which I'm sure for the people watching, it definitely influences the price of those units over time.
That is correct. And
now,
as mentioned, sorry, Chad, it's important. People, when they purchase a property, there is always an emotional connotation to it. And it is important for us that we fulfill those emotional needs of individuals as well.
Now, what other advice would you give to buyers looking to invest in property today?
Well, when you invest into a property, it's important that you purchase that property from a reputable source. Someone that has the ability to provide after purchase care when you might encounter any warranty claims against your property within the certain timelines provided for that specific products. Very important as well, it is not something that you decide to do overnight. It's important for a potential purchaser or buyer to ensure that they first of all, they do their own financial budget to see whether they can afford their dream home, avoiding any complications or financial strain in the future.
Often we hear people say that it's very important for prospective buyers to do their research before looking to invest into properties. How correct is that?
Well, I would say it's 100% correct.
Where would you then suggest that these buyers, or how would you suggest that they go and do this research? I think so often we hear people say do the research, and maybe many viewers don't know how to go about this research, or even just where to start with this research. Could you give us just a starting point there and maybe touch on a few points that people should look at?
Well, number one is, as previously mentioned, make sure when you want to purchase a property, it's the right area. Not just the area for purposes of, and I'm going to contradict myself by saying investment, but it's also the area that you want to stay in. That is number one. Number two is, when you do your research, go and drive around. Don't overnight just go and sit and decide, I want to purchase this property right there and then, and that's your decision. Do your homework. Go and drive around. Look at, as we mentioned previously, very important, where's the nearest schools, where's the nearest shopping centers, where's my place of work, and so forth. It is back to doing your budget again. If you want to purchase a property and you work, for instance, in, let's say, Boksburg, you definitely, if you want to, you're not going to purchase a property most probably in the north of Pretoria. It is not practical unless you specifically want to purchase a property in an area. Then furthermore, go and see what is available on the market. Go and speak to different estate agents, find out what they're offering, and then also in our new age, we've got the social platforms. We've got yourselves private property where you can go and onto the platform and see what houses are available and see what you can get for the price that you want to buy.
Thank you very much for that, Michael. Another thing I wanted to touch on while we're going through this advice section is that obviously developments themselves are very, very good purchases from an investment point of view. What other pros are there into purchasing a development as opposed to just a normal freestanding household?
Well, it's actually an easy answer. Number one, it's brand new. So there's no surprises or hidden shortcomings on that property. Your property comes with certain warranties. All properties that are being newly constructed, it is law that those properties be enrolled with the NHBRC. It's the National Home Builders Registration Council. They ensure that no person can build a property that does not conforms to all the minimum building standards and minimum building regulations. So other pro to that is it is also where a client can decide on a suitable size and the finishing they want. It doesn't help you purchase a property for the same price that it doesn't meet your family needs. It may be the kitchen is too small or the rooms are too big and so forth. Also notably, when you purchase in a new development, it creates value. and with a greater growth on your investment.
Now, Michael, I wanted to ask you, if I had to come to you and call you up and say, Michael, I just saw your interview on private property. I've fallen in love with Dawn City and I want to purchase a unit within Dawn City. Could you take me through the process that you would just a regular client, in how it starts off and how we get to the end result?
Okay. Well, there's different means to do it. On our advertising platforms we've got on social media, we give the client the ability to just send us a simple SMS. We've got this special SMS number, it's 47905, and the client can just SMS the word Dawn to that. We will, within 24 hours, we will come back to a client. We will pass that on to our sales teams. We've got a dynamic and professional estate agency platform through which clients can then sit down with the agent, whether it's telephonically or whether it is face-to-face, appointment basis, so forth. We've got people available on the site 7 days a week, where our estate agencies are there ready to assist the client. We also then, furthermore, we've got a team, a dedicated bond-originator team called eHome Loans, where they will make sure that each and every individual will get the best possible financial deal from the 6 different financial institutions that is financing and providing end-user finance in Dawn City itself.
So in short, if anybody decides to go down this journey with Kiron, they're in very, very safe hands.
That is correct. And
no, I'd love to hear that.
It is only a process. The process needs to be done correctly. We don't want to end up in scenarios, or we don't want the client or the buyer to end up in the scenarios where they feel uncomfortable. So it is, every person is treated as if they're family. It's someone that you've known for years. So it is not a factory where someone walks in and you go take something off the shelf, you go to the till, you pay, and goodbye. So we take the hands of the client, and during this whole purchase process, we walk the process through together with them. I just forgot to mention, we've also got our conveyancing team, also dynamic team, where they also take the client step for step through all the documentation they need to sign. A client can ask as many questions, and they will explain to the client what the documents entail and if there's any explanation needed. Furthermore, we also, very important, we also provide the client with assistance on, we call it borrower education. What is your role and responsibilities towards purchasing this dream home of yours? Because a lot of clients, and majority of our clients, are first-time home buyers. Now, obviously, when you purchase a property, there's additional cost to that. So you must pay your water and lights, and you need to pay your taxes with the municipality. So it is important that the client understands what the purchasing of a property entails. And you must also look after your property. And that is very important for your investment and the growth of that. You need to maintain your property. A lot of clients think that you buy a property and you don't need to paint the property. And it sounds maybe unreasonable for some, but that is, when you purchase a property, there is some responsibility that comes with that as well.
It's great to see how much stress Kiron takes out of purchasing a property. The fact that you can cover them from a conveyancing point of view, from an advice point of view, from a bond point of view. Just to know that entering into this journey with you guys, you're the only people I need to speak to for everything is absolutely fantastic. And that leads me then on to the next question of taking the stress out of the different aspects of things is Kiron's had a long-time relationship with private property. And could you talk to me a bit about how that has influenced your marketing?
Well, private property is a known brand for potential property seekers. Private property, well, what can I say? Private property is providing a good service to us, and hopefully through initiative with yourselves like this, we can just further grow on our brand, and we can also then introduce new and exciting developments in the near future again.
Definitely. We are going to go from strength to strength. And Michael, baie dankie meneer.
It's a pleasure. Thank you to you.
This was a very informative interview. Thank you so much for joining us. For everybody who's tuned in, I hope this was as interesting for you as it was for me. And I cannot wait to see you this time next week. Thank you so much for joining us.
Great stuff. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Cheers.